Hello, hello. Hi.
You
It's good to
there.
see you all. I am Alyssa Nichol here for a another DevReach speaker interview. And with me, I have the amazing Jeffrey T. Fritz.
That's me.
I am so excited to have you here today, and I wanted to introduce you. So, also known, Jeffrey T. Fritz, C Sharp Fritz, Fritz, my
That's
personal
me.
favorite, Fritzy, sometimes. So Fritz is a wonderful and warm presence in the .NET community and the dev
Oh.
community at large. And he's well known for his channel on Twitch, C Sharp Fritz,
Mhm,
which
mhm.
has built up a following through his live coding shenanigans. And I've had the pleasure of traveling with Fritz on many occasions for developer conferences. And I can tell you he is as charming off camera as he is on camera. So
You're making me blush here. Come on now.
he is the program manager for Microsoft for the ASP.NET team and the .NET community outreach team. And he's led the ASP.NET web forms and WCF teams and managed MSDN Web Developer Tools blogs. So I could not be more excited to spend a few more minutes just to get to know you a little bit better.
Sure.
Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join me. How are you doing today? How you
Never
feeling?
had a bad day in my life. Just we did a stream earlier today talking about Visual Studio Code.
Oh,
I've got
nice.
streams coming up tomorrow. I've been learning AI online. I've been
Oh.
building and working with Raspberry Pis. It's been a lot of fun.
What flavor of AI? Is there like a specific
Chocolate.
Mm.
Um
I strictly stick to my strawberry AI, but you
There
can.
you go. So I've been using OpenAI. They have a model available called Whisper that you can
Oh,
use to transcribe audio.
oh, nice. That's
So
really cool.
I might have a need to transcribe a lot of audio for a web app. So to put something together that works with this very thorough, very capable model
Mm.
and accurately transcribe audio into text. Uh, Pretty exciting, pretty interesting project to work on.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I wanted so right now you just got off stream, right? You were like just streaming.
A couple hours ago, yeah.
Couple hours ago, okay. So, you are very well known for your presence in the .NET community, and even your handle spells out C# Fritz, but is .NET actually how you got your start? How did you begin your tech journey?
When I was a kid, I mean, my father brought home a Commodore 64, and I fell in love with programming with BASIC. I mean, it was the '80s, and we they he found Monopoly that was written in Commodore BASIC that was available,
Mm.
and it was just a little program, and you moved your piece around the board, and it rolled the dice for you. I figured out how to hack Monopoly and change the names of the properties. So I went through and changed the names of the streets, so it was all the streets in the neighborhood and different places around, and
That is
and
so cool.
it's goofy, but that kinda got me started, and I was into, uh I got into all the bulletin boards in the early '90s, and as
When you
when the
say
internet
bulletin board, what is that?
mm, BBS, bulletin board systems. So, right, you had to have your your computer connected to a phone
Mhm.
and call somebody else's computer, and there was a bulletin board application running on that computer that you could post and leave messages on, and then you'd hang up and somebody else would dial in and post and leave messages on that computer for you to pick up sometime later,
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. That's
right?
awesome.
How old school is that?
It
So
honestly kind of sounds like one step away from dark web though, so I'm like,
It was like one step away from Gopher. But
So,
I
uh, how did you go from that to where, like, was it an easy, like, journey of, like, "Oh, now I'm in, like, working for Microsoft, and I'm doing all the
oh
.NET
gosh,
things," like
such a long journey. I went into college thinking I was gonna get into pharmaceuticals and chemistry and
oh,
work in
cool.
a lab or something, and it was right as the internet hit,
Mm,
and I was working in the computer lab. I knew my tech skills, so I was working in a computer lab supporting kids that were coming in to work on their papers and send emails.
Mhm.
So all of a sudden, hey, this Netscape thing is available and everybody's downloading it. You need to check it out. And I got hooked on the technology. I thought it was amazing. Of course, it was 1995, and um, I wanted to do more with it, and I changed majors.
Mm.
I graduated just in time for Y2K problems. Great. So here I'm doing Visual Basic and solving Y2K problems, and then got hooked up building websites for companies.
Mm.
Joined a .com startup. Was studying and trying to read ahead and get on the edge of how can we build website faster, better,
Mm.
and uh, took lead roles there and went to work for other companies and leadership roles in technology and mentoring young folks. And eventually it was like, this leadership, mentoring, teaching
Mm.
thing really feels good for what I'm doing. And I got to be a developer advocate hired at I don't know, some ninja company, I forget. And
Are you talking about Telerik?
maybe. And a year or two later got picked up by Microsoft, and yeah,
That
it was an interesting journey to say the least.
sounds like, though, that web has always been a key
Oh, it's
theme.
been in my blood. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Totally hooked in from that first day in 1995, seeing that pulsating purple N in the corner of Netscape 0.2 or whatever it was, ridiculous version. So, yeah.
So currently, you're the program manager for the ASP.NET and the .NET Community Outreach team, yeah?
Yep, yep. One
And
of, yes.
what does your day-to-day look like? How's that?
It's a lot of this.
Okay.
Um, it honestly, when we think about developer relations and community management, right?
Mm.
Um, th talking to developers is one piece of the puzzle. I like
Mm.
to think I do it pretty good. I think I'm okay at it,
Oh, yeah.
and, but generating content, whether it's samples, blog posts, training videos, presentations to
Mm.
deliver at events. That's where a good chunk of my day is now is
Mm.
okay, I'm going to spend some time hosting developer talk radio on Twitch, on YouTube, and we're going to plan the next set of videos. We're going to plan the next event.
Mm.
We're going to execute on those plans. We're going to write the next workshops. Those are the places that I'm spending time around right now. How do we get the next event off the ground? What's the content we should have there? What's the story that
Mm.
we want to tell to make sure that folks um, understand the new features that we're delivering, can appreciate those with good examples that accelerates their learning and gets them excited to go forth and use feature X, Y, and Z that are going to make their applications better.
Mm. No, and I love that part of, like, DevRel and Dev Outreach of just teaching and, like, teaching the best way possible,
Oh
and
my
reaching
gosh.
these
Yeah.
developers. Do you have a favorite and a least favorite part of your role?
Uh, budgets are my least favorite.
Ah,
Why do you need
budget.
$40,000 for this? Because it's really good. And it's gonna here's the return on money.
Mm.
I don't know if we can trust that. Really? Really? And having to go through those arguments and
Right.
justifications.
Mm.
Um, but my favorite part absolutely is executing on those live events.
Mm.
Um, I do enjoy being in person for events. Online content just speaks to me so much.
Mm.
Being able to be here in my home or in a studio and assembling content, being able to just let the spirit take us wherever the content is going to go, and not just take us, but listen to the audience and
Mm.
respond to them, and having that as a discussion,
Mm.
not a presentation, but a discussion where, yeah, I have the content. I'm going to send you all the source code to the content. but what do you want to talk about around the content? Let's focus on that. Let's
Mm.
deliver that. Let's make sure that we give the audience appropriately leveled descriptions and interactions over that content. That's what I really enjoy.
I love that. And I have noticed a stark difference, especially with being in person and doing things versus online, and how
Oh my
much
gosh, yes.
freedom you have to interact. And
Mhm.
I completely feel you on that.
Oh,
So I
definitely.
I have a question for you around, it might be a bit spicy. Are you ready?
Sure. Okay. Sure,
So
sure.
I know you represent Blazor as well as a
Mm,
lot of other .NET things, and I
sure.
recently had a conversation with someone at KCDC, like
KCDC, the barbecue conference. Yes.
Kansas City Developer Conference. Yeah, they for some reason Kansas City thinks they've got a lock on barbecue, but
Mm,
I'm just gonna
mm.
I'll let them have it for. But someone came up to me and was talking to me about front end and how they had recently made the decision to go with Angular for their front end instead of Blazor. And
Okay.
I, of course, being a very loudly professed Angular lover, was like, yes, agree with your decision. However, I'd love to hear
Okay.
your thoughts for developers that are going through this similar conundrum to update their .NET based web apps.
Build what makes you happy.
Hmm.
If you're a big fan of JavaScript, if you've been working with the Google tech for a few years, if you like Angular, go for it. If you like React, you like the things that the folks at Meta are doing with it, go for it. There's some great stuff that they're doing there. I wouldn't tell you no.
Hmm.
On the other side, though, if you do like what we have with .NET, if it's something that you've been enjoying using, you want to continue working with that, there's some great options with Blazor. It's going to get even better with .NET 8 as we unify our various Blazor models. You're going to see a dramatic improvement in how Blazor as a front end framework compares to some of those other technologies where, you know what? It's gonna run all in the browser. It's gonna run all on the server.
Hmm.
You can't really mix and match those. So how do we make that an interesting and compelling experience so that you get the best of the performance of running natively in the browser, which Blazor does and does fantastic. If you need native power in the browser, once Blazor for WebAssembly is installed and running, nothing can compete with it. It is screaming fast. But if
Excellent.
you're just working with right, if you're just working with forms and data, yeah,
Mhm.
it's not as fast, of course.
Mm. I
But
did a
I
talk
I
on
think
the
it's
new
great.
things in Angular, and someone came up to me and they were like, "You were asking for feedback on the RFC for control flow." They're like, "You
Mm.
should take a look at Blazors. I think they've got it on lock." And I was like, "That's a really good tip. I will totally check it out." So there's a lot of Blazor love popping up, and I wonder, when is .NET 8 like supposed to happen?
So we're gonna see it released in the fall.
Okay.
Typically, November is what we're looking at. We're gonna have more details about an exact launch for that coming up in the next few weeks.
I just wonder if that's why I've been hearing more and more Blazor
The
talk, because that's imminent. So yeah.
It's yes, there's very good stuff happening there. There's also capabilities with the current version
Mm.
to take pieces of the Blazor application and run just that as a web component
Oh, that's cool.
inside of a JavaScript application. You don't need to deploy a full .NET application. You can deploy just a little component to go with if you want to reuse
Mm.
some algorithm or process that you've already written in .NET. You can just carry that along and use it in your favorite Angular, Vue, React, vanilla JavaScript application.
That is one thing I will say for .NET. I feel like there's so much mixing and matching that's
Mm,
like not only like possible, but just m accepted in the community, and they're very much like, "What tool do you need? Let's work with it." So
yeah,
it's really
yeah.
neat.
Mhm,
So we are so excited to have you speak at DevReach this
mhm,
year, and we
mhm.
haven't officially announced your streaming studio at DevReach 2023. So I was hoping you could do that now and tell the viewers what they can expect from it.
So day 2
Mm.
We're going to be setting up and having a studio running live where we're going to be writing code. We're going to be talking to various speakers, and maybe a little bit of shenanigans with some of our friends, and having a good time bringing all of the interest, all the excitement that's going on at DevReach to folks
Mm.
everywhere that want to tune in, get caught up, and learn a little bit about some of what's going on. We're gonna have Scott Hunter talk to us a little bit about some of the cool new things in Azure. We're gonna write some code and use some of the Telerik components to to build and do some interesting things live on stage. And we've got a couple of our other speaker friends lined up to join us throughout the day.
Excellent. I'll try very hard not to be too mean with my jump scares as I creep up behind you on camera. I'm kidding. There'll be no jump scares.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, no, but I'm so excited. The streaming studio, when that idea came together, I was just like, it has to be Fritz. It has to be Fritz.
Well, we're gonna have some fun, and of course, we're gonna make this look good. We'll have a blazor floating around there to be sure.
So, have you ever been to Bulgaria before?
I have for
You have?
1 day,
Oh my gosh, twins! Like
uh,
24 hours, right? Yeah.
24 hours. I I was supposed to be there for a week,
Mm,
and I literally landed. It took a few hours because I arrived at like 6 p.m.
mm.
Um, it slept over till the next day, and the next day in the middle of the day, I heard from my family back home. A blizzard is coming in. It's knocked out the power. We need you to get home and help. Like,
Oh,
so
goodness.
hopped on a plane and flew home immediately. Like, all right,
And was the landing, was it bumpy?
a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
little bit. Oh yeah.
Oh. So what are you looking forward to most about visiting Bulgaria again for DevReach 2023?
Rakia. No.
Mm.
Um,
I wish I liked it. I really do. Everyone
oh,
loves rakia, and I'm just like, "Oh, it's so potent."
it is. No, gosh, I've got some friends from Telerik that I haven't seen in a very long time. Looking forward to seeing back in Bulgaria. Definitely looking forward to seeing Scott Hunter talk about some of the cool new Azure functions. I can't wait to see how he talks about all the great new features that are coming out there. And of course, I'm really looking forward to making my way around Sofia again. It's been almost 10 years since I've been in Sofia, and um, I'm interested in seeing how things are,
Mm,
and gosh, it's a part of the world that I don't visit. So
mm.
um, spending some time just taking in the sights there is uh, something that I'm really looking forward to.
Ah, me too, me too. So,
Yeah.
I wanna end on a fun question.
It's a
It
little
might
bit
be
cold
kinda
here.
might be kinda
Don't
oh
mind me.
my gosh! He's chickening up.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Alright, fun
I'm sorry.
question, so don't be alarmed with
Okay.
the cadence is changing. I
Yeah.
just wanna get to know your personality a little bit more. So,
Sure.
if you had to walk away from technology and never touch a computer again, what would your chosen career be?
Pro bowler.
Are you really good at it? Are you, like,
No,
deadly and no.
but if I had to walk away, it's one of those things where as a kid, I was fascinated by bowling on TV. Like, oh my
Really?
gosh, they're throwing a rock at 10 pins, and it's just them. It's just the guy. Walk up, throw the rock, knock down the pins. I mean, how hard can this be? It's pretty hard. Um, but I was so fascinated by it, and I played a bunch as a kid. I was even in bowling leagues as a kid.
Oh, that's so you must be good then. Like
But our team name was Brain Damage for a reason. Um, it w look, I I got back into it a few years ago, and, I'm learning how to improve my game. If I couldn't touch a computer again,
yeah.
I would absolutely double down and focus on it. Uh, I've got a pretty good throw, and I would definitely focus that and go after it because that is something that I really do
I'm
enjoy.
literally making a to-do item of take Fritz bowling.
Oh my
I
gosh,
must
what a great
witness it.
idea.
Oh, you look so do you know you look so good as a chicken? Just so good. Do you need any additional onesies for your streaming studio? Because I can
Um, do I need more? I
yeah.
wouldn't say
No,
no.
tomorrow. Okay, excellent. We'll get the team
There
on it.
is still a flamingo over here that's waiting to be inflated.
Is it a onesie that's inflating?
No, but
Is
it is a
it
costume.
Oh, okay, so you do wear it. Is it like a one of
No,
those
I haven't worn it. It is wearable, but I haven't worn it yet.
so maybe the flamingo could make an appearance?
When? Today? No.
Oh, no, I'm saying at on the live stream, your all-day
I
live
think we've
stream.
got some other fun plans.
Excellent. I'm are you really good at balancing on one leg? You saying you could live code and, flamingos, they don't have 2 feet
Live
on the
code
ground.
and produce and
Excellent.
maybe I do juggle a bit here in the
Yeah.
home studio.
Is there, like, any hobby you don't do? Like, what?
So we were out jumping horses this weekend.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So
It did you know that Layla also, like, used to ride? You guys, like oh my gosh. So I need to take you guys horseback riding just to see your mad skills and bowling
well,
apparently now, so
no. Hang on. We were riding. I wasn't riding. I'm the one who stands back and takes care of the horses while they ride.
You weren't on the horse?
Gosh, you're kidding?
I was just, like, adding that to your mysterious list of really long things you're good
That's
at.
right. No. Have you seen how big this keister is? No. Gosh, no.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am super excited to see your session, to see your live stream, and to get to hang out with you in Bulgaria.
Absolutely.
I
It's going to be
appreciate
a
you
lot of
so
fun.
much. Thank you for the passion that you pour into our community too. I really appreciate you.
If we're not having fun, if we're not as a community giggling and laughing at some of the things that we do, it's work.
Mm. No, absolutely.
And I got into this to have fun, to explore, to learn, and let's have fun. Let's giggle, laugh, and learn from each other, and have a good time, and
Mm.
want to do more. So it's a pleasure. I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, I will see you very, very soon
Oh yeah.
in person or online, but have a marvelous afternoon and we'll see you on the next one.
Alrighty.
Bye.